Hello and welcome to Mark Shrimp Tanks. Today we're going to be making some snowflake food for our shrimp. Snowflake food basically is the hulls of soybeans. I have a big huge packet here, and how this works, guys, is soybeans, when the hull is in the water, it gets as it starts to decompose, it's covered in a thing called mycelia, which is a type of fungus. Now you already have this probably in your tank. Right, it attaches itself to any decaying matter. This is why when we use things like leaves and wooden stuff in our tanks, the shrimp are always on them. This is why, because they're always eating this stuff before we see it. Typically you will see the mycelia in your tank when you first set up your tank, because you get this like white stringy, like fungusy stuff coming off your wood basically. Okay, so that is what it is. That's why we put it in our tanks, is to help encourage this fungus to grow. By the way, guys, as well, this type of food is also very, very good for if you go on holiday, for example. Okay, so we're going to make some of this today. We have a bowl here. This is going to be in 2 days, 2 or 3 days apart, because this is how long it takes to do this. You have your soybean. I have a lot here, so I'm going to put half of this into this bowl. Another plus about this as well is I live with a couple of vegans. My kids are vegans, so they can use the rest of this. My wife will use what's left. Basically, what we're going to do here, right, guys, is we are going to rehydrate these soybeans with some water, and this will be a process that takes a few days. Normally it takes 1 to 2 days for them to absorb all this water. And when they do, if any of you guys remember the video where I showed you how to de-shell peas, we're going to do exactly the same thing. You grab the little soybean and you squeeze it, and the bean will come out and the shell will be left in your hand, right? It's that part that we need. This is going to be over a couple of days, so that will be, as always, one memento. Okay guys, welcome back. This is what they look like after 1 day. You can kind of see this swollen up a little bit. This one's already been popped. And what you want to do is you want to squeeze the soybean between your fingers to take the shell out. You see the shell? And so I have to rinse and repeat and do this so many times, probably a couple of thousand times. I think my wife's going to help me do this as well, because she will use the soybeans for the food for the kids, because they use soya in a lot of the vegan products. You see how easy that is? Just rub it between your fingers. If they don't come off very easy, then you soak them just a little bit longer. Okay. So the soybean are deshelled, as you can see. And this took me and my wife about 2 hours to deshell this much, right? So this is still kind of wet after being soaked and deshelled using the squeeze method, the same way you do for peas. And what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to put this in the oven on a very low heat to dry, and every so often I'm just going to give it a shake like this to separate all the shells, okay? So we had a disaster. I should be showing you how we use the dried soybean into the tanks right now. The problem is there is no more dried soybean because my wife burned them in the oven. She didn't know I had them in there, and she set the oven to cook something and it just burned the soybeans. So we had to do it again. So this is the new stuff. And I want to share something with you guys as well here. Is it's easier if you put your soybean in boiling hot water and use a masher like this to break the skins basically loose from the soya itself. Because what happens is, as the water heats up, it forces all the shells to rise in the water, and you're easily able to scoop them out, right? So it's much easier to do it that way. And what I'm going to do just now, guys, is I'm going to use this little chopping board. Put some in here, because I just want to show you what this looks like as well. They're strapped to my chest. Right, and we're going to use this wee sharp knife here. And we're just going to cut this up like so, as best we can. Because the soybeans themselves, I put some of this in the tanks yesterday and it is pretty big, so you do want to cut this up. Alright, give it a good cutting, I don't know what you would call this in chef terms or whatever. Right, so we have our soybean here, and I'm going to put some in the tanks just so you can see. Put this in. Oh, snowflakes! How hard was that to make? Super, super easy. I'm going to put a little bit in every tank actually. I'm having a hard time finding out where you guys are looking because you're on my chest. Just ignore them, Mark. Just ignore them. Well, there won't be any taste test with this, guys, either, because this is a type of food that is used over days. Used over days and days. And I don't think you can see anything I'm doing. Can't even see my hands. That's how good the camera work is. So what I'll do is I'll put this down and I'll take you on a wee journey by hand. What we're going to do with the rest of these guys here is we are going to, and I'll put some more in my tanks, but what we're going to do is we're going to dry them as well without my wife burning them. And then, let's see, I'm trying to get this out. There you go. Because I use a bungee cord to strap you to my chest, you see. Alright, so we have put some in the tanks. Let's have a wee look. That is my video, guys, on how you make snowflake shrimp food. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a big thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye, guys. Bye. Happy shrimp game, guys.